Should we talk about, because we had some unpopular opinions there, should we talk about some unpopular opinions from the listeners?
Yeah, go on.
Oh, yes. So,
As long as they're not
you,
personal.
you all get to cook us. Yeah? Well, what would you do if you were on the show, sat in Mr. Garratt's position over there, sitting on his beautiful chair with his smell? Well, we're about to find out. Reacting to listeners' unpopular opinions, guys. Here we go. First up, we've got Benjamin Kohler.
Why are you saying it like Cola?
We've given Theo the honour of reading everyone's out, which
Made up a name as my brain's, and you could actually, the way I said that name, you could tell that I was thinking on the spot there. Benjamin Kohler.
Okay, let's hear the...
Yeah, how about we just say the list?
First person says, Palmer isn't good enough. He's just had an elongated purple patch.
What's our
You'd
thoughts?
get cooked on the show. Today's episode of Pitchside is brought to you by our great friends over at Super 6, guys. And they are giving you the chance to win £250,000 this weekend. All you got to do to win it is simply predict 6 correct score lines. And that £250,000 could be yours. So head over to the Super 6 app for free. And you have a chance of winning that jackpot. You can also compete against myself, Reeve, and Tom in the Super 6 Mini League for Pitchside, which is PTCH 24. We'll also be giving away a £100 classic football shirt voucher every single round to the winner. It's super simple. Just predict your 6 scores, enter your golden goal, hit submit, and you're all set. Simply follow the link in the description down below now to sign up for free.
yeah.
Is that
Crazy. It's
a
crazy.
bad...
That's
Bad take.
It's by definition.
That's a bad
it's by
opinion.
definition just a stupid statement, isn't it?
Also,
Why?
elongated purple
Because
patch
what
doesn't
is a
exist.
purple patch?
Well, what Mateta had, what Almiron had. Where
Yeah, right. So
above-
how long is a purple patch?
6 weeks.
Elongated, like you said.
What, a year and a half?
Quite long.
well,
But
Harry
it's-
Kane's a one-season wonder, isn't
Yeah,
he? So-
like,
He's had a 10-year elongated purple patch.
Yeah.
yeah, we're not going to discuss that.
But it is... No, we have to, of course we
Would you
discuss
say
it.
he's
He
wrong
said
there?
It is an unpopular
I
opinion.
think he's
Does
right.
this person, or maybe it's a she, do they deserve a cooking?
I just think it's a very silly thing to say, isn't
Oh,
it?
very silly.
If you've watched Palmer long enough, you know that that's
You're
just the
trying
level
too
that he's
hard
at.
there. You're doing too much. Just put the
Yeah.
fries in the bag.
That's beast mode.
Is Lobotka better than Palmer?
Lobotka.
What?
What did I say?
Lobotka.
How do you say his name?
Lobotka.
Lobotka.
Who the fuck's that? Is he?
The Napoli guy.
Napoli guy.
I don't watch him. I don't know.
I actually think the second one is very worth a conversation.
Shut up, Lou.
Is actually
s-
common level-headed.
Second,
I'll come in
second
level-headed.
opinion says, are we giving them
You can make up names.
Steve-
Benjamin Franklin.
That's not really a made up. I mean, all names are made
Barry
up. aren't they?
Scott.
Barry Scott. No, that's
Okay.
again. Steve Jeebles. Southgate is a better manager than Arteta.
I actually think this is well worth the
If
conversation.
Gareth Southgate managed Arsenal, I don't think I'd enjoy watching the.
Okay, let me ask you a question, okay? Let's look at our... Well, how many trophies...
Wait. Can we just specify before we start this? We're going to be mature adults.
Civil.
Yeah.
and
How many
conversate.
trophies has Arteta won?
How about Arteta?
One?
Plus a community shield.
Are we counting that?
No, but we don't have to if you don't want to.
I'd rather not.
How many has Southgate won?
Oh, you're not doing that.
How many has he?
That was cheap of me to do, but I just wanted to kick things off for the conversation.
Alternatively, how many World Cup finals has Arteta been?
Yeah.
Yes, very true, but he's never managed an international team. So.
Well, we haven't been
Or-
to one.
What?
We haven't been to a World
Sorry,
Cup final.
international finals. Okay, you're right.
World Cup semi-final.
Yeah, we should have really beaten
With
Croatia,
that.
shouldn't we? But to be honest,
Did Southgate not win the
Yeah, he won the Carling Cup, didn't he?
with
Middlesbrough?
Borough?
Did he?
Oh, he might have been playing though.
The
doesn't
player
count, mate.
manager?
Doesn't count.
Oh, I don't know. That was about 2005.
I know, I got
think
excited
he
then,
might have
looking.
actually. He was manager around that time.
No, he didn't. But I would argue what he has achieved.
Didn't
with
he get them into Europe though?
Yeah, Borough were good for a while. Then
And
he
got
went
them
down.
relegated.
Yeah.
No, the answer is Arteta.
I would argue what he's done with England is a bigger achievement than winning the FA Cup with Emery's team.
He definitely brought the love back to international football.
You have more of an affinity to Southgate than Arteta, though, so that's an unfair thing to say.
No, I just think the job that he did with England was harder than a tap-in FA Cup, to put it like
a
bluntly.
tap in.
Yeah, but it's
FA.
managing
No,
Arsenal
but
is-
the only way to discuss managers isn't just what they've won.
Yeah,
like,
correct.
He
Also-
brought in that argument. He brought in. I
No, I
didn't,
just
No,
I
I
didn't
think
use
he
that
was
argument.
silly,
it off.
wasn't he?
I kicked it off. Also, Southgate has obviously got the Officer of the Order of the British Empire in 2019.
Okay.
an OBE.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, man.
The full time.
You're a fucking idiot.
Oh,
Should it be OOBE?
no, because they're all.
Order of the British Empire.
Yeah, they're all.
Officer of the Order.
Yeah, but they would all be that officer of the member of the. Etc.
That's kind of lit.
I'd love to see Southgate in the Premier League to see how he fares
We've seen it.
Yeah.
again.
A good litmus test would be to see how Thomas
Good Lewis
Tuchel.
test.
Tuchel.
Litmus test.
Thomas
Litmus.
Tuchel.
I was halfway through listening to him
Thomas
actually. Tommy T, how he does it at England because obviously he's been in the
He's
Premier
5-0
League.
up so far. Across
Yeah,
two
that's
games.
Wagwan.
I mean, well,
I think the
tournaments
answer's
don't matter,
Arteta,
innit?
but-
I think it's
I
close
think
to
it's
anything.
Do you?
You don't know what I think. You don't
Well,
know
you
how close I think it
You
is.
said Arteta.
Yeah, but I might think it's really, really close.
Well, I think it's even closer.
Yeah.
All right, next up we have DJ Ed Spence, who says Forest have a better man-for-man team than Arsenal.
No, they don't. Next question.
That's an interesting thing for DJ
I-
Ed Spence to say, considering he was at Forest.
Let's go through it.
It's not.
Let's go through it.
No,
Sells,
that's not.
Sells or
Right.
David
Michael
Raya.
Sells.
okay,
No, you wouldn't, Lou. Don't
let's
be
go.
silly.
Timber,
or
Saliba, Gabriel.
Milenkovic.
Sorry, what? Yeah, go on then. Who do you think?
Are you doing the reverse? He's pro Arsenal and you're pro Forest. What's going on here?
Chris Wood.
Left back is.
I'm not sure there's one
Chris
player.
Wood
Morgan
would get in.
Chris Wood.
Chris Wood would get in.
He would get in.
He would get in.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, left back. Miles Lewis Skelly.
Yeah,
Midfield.
yeah. Rice,
Or
Odegaard,
Elliot Anderson.
Rice,
Oh,
Odegaard,
yeah.
This
Partey.
season? Gibbs White.
Gibbs White.
Actually, yeah, no.
No.
Gibbs
do
White.
Anderson.
Gibbs White.
Gibbs
Maybe
White would
two
be in
players get in.
there. Yeah.
Who's
Gibbs
the
White
one
would
Over
play-
who?
Chris Wood and Gibbs White.
Over the one
On the left.
and the one we can't mention.
Gibbs White's not going to play in the 6 or the 8.
No, but
is he?
Declan Rice moves back and then.
Then Odegaard in the 8.
Well, we
and
can't.
Gibbs
The
White in the
unnamed
10.
What about
31-year-old.
Elanga?
Unnamed 31-year-old.
Wait, are we
Elanga.
putting Martinelli
Over
in
who?
this?
Oh, actually, yeah, I'll give him
Yeah,
a winger, yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I'd probably take
Hudson-Odoi.
Hudson-Odoi on the left.
When it comes down to depth,
Saka and Wood.
What depth?
I don't know.
Name that.
What about when it comes down to like stamina?
Oh,
What about
running.
Hart?
High press. Forest, maybe. Yeah, who cares?
Sorry.
I'm just saying things like Lewis does.
That's pretty smart.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's-
DJ Ed Spence has been. Oh, wait. No way.
No, you've read that.
That's why you've
subliminally,
read
and
it.
then-
Yeah. Oh my god.
You've subliminally read that.
You're like-
And then you.
I don't
as the
understand how-
name.
yeah.
I get shocked weekly.
Your brain
how
should be
thick
submitted
you
to
am.
science after your death. By the way.
No, not even after.
Yeah,
I
let's
thought,
do it
Lewis,
now.
I thought Lewis just typed that in just now.
No,
Your brain
you
is just
read
one
it-
big
you
domino
read it
cookie.
subconsciously, and then said that as the name for the third person.
That's why I was surprised because it was subconscious.
Yes,
Yes, just read
because
it.
you don't process things consciously anyway.
DJ Ed Matthews has been the best. Oh no, DJ.
DJ Ed Spence has been the best fullback in the league this season.
No,
Disagree.
I disagree.
strongly.
I think maybe
He's probably been the best fullback at Spurs this
He's
season.
been up there, though. He has been good.
Lewis Skelly, Olaena, Trent,
Been plenty.
Kirkes,
Kirk,
Robinson.
Anthony.
He's definitely
Timber.
he's in with a shout, but I don't think he has been the best. No.
Next
Hall,
up,
Lewis Hall.
Yeah, Lewis Hall. Yeah,
Lewis Hall.
yeah.
Next up, we got Water Bottle, and they have said this has been the worst Premier League season ever.
Oh, that's
Why?
hard to remember with it.
I think there was a few about this. It was more about the lack of title charge and
Right.
title race, and also relegation battle. But I'd argue it's quite entertaining for like.
Yeah, the middle,
it's
the middle
it's so
teams
good,
have really
yeah.
like shook things up.
Anyone
I don't think
can
it's
finish
boring
anywhere.
at all.
But I guess it's best. I'm thinking of it because I'm in that and use yourself amongst it. Like maybe
No,
if you're a
it's
fan
not-
who's like
As a
supporting like
neutral, I don't think it's been boring. I've enjoyed this season.
Yeah.
kind of be.
Okay.
And there's been some crazy scorelines as well, like the Bournemouth 5-0.
We could have
4-1
done
against
with.
you.
We could have done.
Like-
Yeah, and the FA Cup's going to be good as well.
Yeah, Forest 7-0. Like there's been some
Can't bring the FA Cup
insane.
into it though. It's a Premier League season.
Yeah, he's got a point there.
Damn, you got cooked.
Yeah, that's top 10 goals.
Sandro Tonali is the best 6 in the world.
Oh, now that's a good one.
What that's currently available? Because that's not true, is it?
That's
Oh,
currently
God,
available.
Who's better?
No, I mean
Rodri.
if it's currently available,
Currently
then
available.
okay.
He's in with a shout.
He's a sexy baller. Him.
Okay.
I actually think I'm going out there and say I think Gravenberch is better than him.
I just feel like
they're really different, aren't they?
What about?
Why?
Hang on, let me cook. Guys.
What do you mean? Well, because of what I've watched of both.
I think Gravenberch is a really, he progresses it better, doesn't he? On like he turns with it, but Tonali's more. I don't know.
I get
Tonali's a better passer.
Tonali can't. He's definitely a cleverer player. I think Tonali. I think Tonali's biggest strength is like
Smarter.
understanding of the game. It's so fucking.
Eric Garcia.
Right, going.
What?
We're going international here, are we?
Well, he said in the world, so yeah, we have to. What about Modric?
Not
He's in the
anymore.
6. I don't think he plays in the 6.
Can Pedri play in the 6?
Isn't it? Who is it?
What
Camavinga
about
with
Frankie De Jong?
That's. I think the answer is no, but he's up there.
Oh yeah, he's up there. Oh, for sure.
We'll have a look.
We'll let it slide.
He's really came to his own this season.
He has been really good.
Okay, what about
You're
Man
right.
City's January transfer window is the best January transfer window in Premier League history?
What?
No, didn't Wayne Rooney sign to United in January?
Van Dijk and Suarez signed for Liverpool in January.
Yeah,
as well.
Suarez was January. Sorry,
Torres signed for Chelsea in January.
don't know if that can be counted as the best ever. Was Rooney January? Or just deadline day?
Lukaku.
Summer.
Rooney
Lukaku.
was summer.
Lukaku.
So, well, the three signings were that centre back,
Who had a stinker first
Kusanov,
game.
yeah, Marmoush, and Nico.
Marmoush is really good, but
I
the
don't
other two
understand
are...
why that's a question.
Well, they said that there was just no misses. They've all just banged.
Have they?
No,
Yeah, the centre-back still looks a bit suspect.
got hooked after 45 minutes and basically gave an
And
own
he
goal
still- he
away.
still
he had
And he's
more
still
goals
had
than
mistakes
games,
as well.
though.
That midfield has been okay, but he hasn't blown me away.
Fucking scored like
And they were
15
pricey
own
as
goals
well.
already.
That's what I mean. Like, for their price tags, I don't
he's
expect
got
them
2
to be
own goals,
good.
hasn't he?
Like,
Yeah, they did end up buying the second highest goal contributor in Europe.
That's pretty good.
I think that's a weird question.
Well,
You're a weirdo, mate.
Speaking of weirdos, Tom, the next one just says Bill Withers.
I typed that to try and put a name in your
Who's
head.
Bill Withers? Oh.
Oh.
Didn't work.
This is a lovely day.
Okay, Mr. Smithers says structure of the League Cup makes it better and harder to win than the FA Cup. Have you said this?
I actually did say that.
You said
but I don't disagree.
Say that again.
The structure of the League Cup makes it better and harder to win than the FA Cup.
I would say no because more people take the FA Cup seriously.
Is that true these
The FA
days?
Cup's a
that-
pinnacle cup in the
Yeah,
FA,
yeah,
FA
it's
Cup's
the
like the
biggest
proper.
domestic-
Yeah,
When did
FA Cup's a bigger
when
trophy.
did the
But
big
I
teams
don't.
come into the League Cup?
Straight away, no?
Is it straight away? What round? Though? What
There's
round?
no-
How many games do
No,
they have
it's
to win?
not round one.
How many games do they have to
But
win
FA
to win
Cup's
the League
3
Cup?
anyway. You get seeded in the FA Cup.
Because they come into round 3.
We are
You only beat
In the FA
5
Cup.
teams, I think.
five teams to win. Yeah,
But the top teams come
Really?
into round 3.
we won
for the FA
Forest.
That's the same as
We
the
had
FA Cup.
Forest,
Round
then we
3,
had an
round
easy
4, round
one.
5.
Wimbledon.
Quarter,
Yeah.
So what-
semi,
Chelsea,
final. So the
Why is
these
it-
teams will
Liverpool.
have to win 6 games for the FA Cup.
Okay, I get that then. So why is the structure any different if all the big teams
Well, I guess
come in
well,
round
FA
3?
Cup knock
No, they
out a
don't.
few.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah. 3,
Is it
4, 5,
is it
6, 7,
because
8.
FA
Yeah,
Cup
you're
knocks
right,
out
you're right.
some bigger teams earlier? I guess
Oh, because some have to
you
play
play.
in
Yeah,
round
there's
2,
a lot more to
potentially.
go through. I don't know. FA Cup's definitely the one you want to win. I do think people take the League Cup serious these days, though,
Not-
compared to how it used to be.
Not as much.
Guardiola changed it a little bit, man. He used to fucking he just stat padded that.
Yeah, but in general,
It depends if they're
most-
talking about the smaller teams or not as well. I think
What,
the FA Cup is probably harder to win for the smaller teams.
Yeah, they
Would
have
you
to play
argue?
way more
Yeah.
preliminary rounds.
Interesting one though. Theo said, that's me. Rafinha should have moved to Fulham. Well, he would be great if he was at Fulham.
Yeah, the guy, as you said, just wanted to say that.
Yeah,
So
well,
it
he
was an
would-
opinion.
I told
I did
you-
forget about that.
Yeah, because he's a class player and Fulham are good. What do you think? But you thought he was too bad for that.
Always on the
Could-
attack.
Yeah, you.
You guys disagreed, didn't
Oh, you're
you? You
right.
guys did say that.
No,
No,
it
no,
was
we
at
didn't.
Barca at the time, wasn't it?
You said.
I think
that-
we
No,
laughed at
no,
the
it was out
fact you
when he
said
was
for him to
leaving
go
I didn't
somewhere.
even think he was there
Barcelona.
on that episode. That was when me and you were discussing where people should buy and sell,
He should
right?
be back in the Premier League where he belongs.
It's a Fulham.
Yeah.
But he
I
was-
think you're right,
Win the
man.
Ballon d'Or at Fulham.
Yeah.
could do.
Right.
Damn, that's a stinker.
And Arne Slot says Nuno's achievement this season is greater than Slot's.
Arne Slot did not say that.
What the fuck?
I think that's true.
He's going to win Manager of the Year, isn't he?
If Slot won a cup as well, but what he's crashed out of all the fucking trophies. He's just
Gonna
gonna
win the
and then he's
Premier
gonna
League
skate
first
onto a
season.
Premier League. Fair
Winning the
enough.
Premier League is a lot harder to do than finishing third.
Mate,
not
getting
in Forest.
Forest
What if
third.
they win the
I don't
FA
care.
Cup?
Like, I don't care.
What if they
Winning
win
the
the FA Cup?
leagues. Okay, if he wins the FA Cup, I'll give him that.
Okay.
This is the worst thing with fucking the manager of the year.
But
It all
that's
just
weird.
goes to whoever wins the league.
That
It's
is-
Because it
stupid.
tends to be the hardest thing to
That
do.
is
It's
weird.
not if you're
That is weird that
Guardiola.
you'd grant him the Premier League Manager of the Season if he wins a cup outside of.
That's
Yeah,
not what
so,
he
yeah, you
Also,
did.
no,
Yeah, you
that's
did.
not what the
That's what you
question
just said.
That's what you said to him.
Oh, that's what you
not
just
what
said.
The question said.
Also, would you not
So
say-
said the Premier? No, just manager.
Tom, would you not argue though?
They're
that-
the same
just said
thing.
he's had the better season.
You know, you said winning the Premier League's the hardest thing to do, right? I'd actually argue and say that you're actually completely wrong here, son.
Oh.
Because-
what?
Now listen and don't
Because
judge.
let me cook for a second.
Yeah.
I would say, like historically, for Guardiola to win the Premier League with Man City, it's probably easier than it is for Southampton to get top 4 in the Premier League.
But what?
Are Southampton in the top 4?
But that's
Stuff,
just
Theo.
you're
That was
just
great.
that's just relative.
one.
That's relative to the goals of the
Theo's
club.
not here anymore.
It's the hardest thing,
I said
Well, it is.
It is.
It isn't.
You got to play a 38 game week season and get the most points.
It is harder for him to get Forest third than it is for Liverpool to win the
I
league.
agree
in
with
this
that,
season.
but what he
I
said is
don't
not
agree
true.
with that.
It is.
Not
It
coming
is.
into
It's
what he
harder
can.
for Southampton to get top 4 than it is for City to win the league.
For what he can. Are we going to
Yeah,
rewrite
tell me I'm
history
wrong.
now?
You're not
you
wrong.
fucking.
There you go.
But
Thank
the
you.
great-
Then
but
we'll
the
move on
hardest
then. We'll
achievement-
You
move
were
on
saying
then.
they were going
We'll
to
move
drop
on
off,
then.
and there was no way they're going to do it. They're going to fit. They're going to win a cup.
No,
and
I'm
they're
on
going
about
to.
Liverpool. Like we all had Liverpool finishing like 4th or 5th this year. They didn't sign anyone in the summer. He's come in and just won the league in his first season. That's unbelievable.
No, but
to win the Premier League in your first season as manager. I don't care who you're managing. Is unbelievable,
Yeah,
and he's more
fine.
impressive than just finishing in the top 4.
No, it's
when
not.
most teams have fucking fallen off this season.
But
Well,
going
that's
back to-
why Liverpool.
Forest have spent
you can-
about
you can-
600 million. They should be.
You can
challenging
equally
for
say
Europe.
that's why Liverpool going to win the
Guys,
league.
I just
Though
wanna-
people dropped
I just want
off.
to go back to what Theo said. He said winning the Premier League is not hard in relative terms
Theo
to
left.
other teams doing well.
I didn't say
But-
that.
So I haven't
did.
Arsenal won it.
But also,
didn't say that.
but
I said it's harder
But
for
Pep
Southampton
Guardiola,
to
Pep
get
Guardiola
top
has
4.
changed the paradigm of what we think about the Premier League. It shouldn't be this easy to win it continuously. That's why we put him as one of the greatest managers of all
So
time.
you think Southampton getting top 4 is easier than it is for City to win
Are
the
Southampton
Premier
in the top 4? Or are they rock bottom with
Yeah.
about 4
No,
points?
Therefore, that proves my point.
No,
All
no.
you've done there is accentuate
But they're not
my
in
point
the
there.
top.
No,
We're not on
but
about Southampton. We're on
What
about
I'm saying,
Forest.
look, you guys get very angry for no reason.
No,
right?
but
We're on
you
about
what I'm
Forest. We're
saying-
bringing up Southampton.
Guys,
What
we
I'm-
listen
what
and
I'm
don't
saying-
judge.
What I'm saying is just true.
Yeah, I agree with what you said, but it's got no relevance.
You could say that
Wait, do
like
you
about
agree with
Plymouth
me?
Argyle or some.
They're not
other-
in the Premier League, so it's very hard for them to win the Premier League.
No,
Jesus.
but winning the Premier League is really hard to do.
No, and I appreciate that, and I know it is. I'm not denying that.
But the way you think of how easy the Premier League is to win now is because Pep Guardiola's changed how you think about how
But you
easy
could-
it is
okay,
to
You
win.
I
should
could-
know
I could
more than
reflect-
anyone how hard it is to win the Premier League.
I know.
Yeah,
I do. But
exactly.
You could argue though that Forest getting top 4 at the start of the season was harder than Liverpool winning the league.
I do agree. Yeah.
What do you mean the odds would have been bigger?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that. Not just everything's to do with betting. No,
Well,
that's
that
not how
isn't
I
what
think.
I'm on.
But I'm saying, but that's the point we're raising here.
Yeah,
you can't
yeah,
just,
yeah, yeah. No,
you can't just
I'm-
dismiss.
No,
this.
I agree that
Who's
Nuno's had a better
dismissing it?
season. My point was, you seem to think that the achievement of winning the Premier League isn't as great as it actually is.
I'm not saying that.
You did.
I'm not saying it says. I'm not saying that. I just said it's harder for Southampton to get top 4 than it is for.
Why do you keep bringing Southampton up? You've been really. That's annoying me now.
I'm just using that as an
They're
example. Tom.
bottom.
Why are you getting so angry?
They're
all the
bottom
time?
of the league. Well,
It's
they're bottom of
very
the
hard for
league.
them to get top 4, isn't it?
It'd be pretty impossible.
Well, they-
right now.
Well, there you go. And you agree with me, and you agree with me. So what's the argument here? I don't
Because
get
we're
it.
talking about
because
Nottingham
you-
Forest, not Southampton. And you keep bringing
But
up Southampton.
I just need them as an example.
But why, when Forest are literally
And
third,
I ju-
use them as an example?
Okay, if you let your anger just dissipate for a second,
Nice
you would
word.
you would have heard me say also, and you agreed with me, and you agreed with me when I said for Forest to get top 4,
I agree.
It's probably harder than it is
Yeah.
for Liverpool to win the league. You agreed?
No,
with
no,
that,
I
Tom.
didn't agree with that. I said
Red.
no. I said the odds would have been higher. So the probability of what people thought, but actually executing it is harder for Liverpool to win the Premier League title than for Forest to get into the top 4.
See, I'm not
It's
sure I
a
agree
much
with
harder
that.
thing to do.
I don't know if that. I don't know. I, wouldn't.
It is.
I think there's an argument to be made there, and I think the gambling companies out there would suggest that in their betting odds.